Why, hello there, my fellow blacksmiths. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story, episode 82, Coke Door. At some point, you vote for a tunnel through commonly traversed mountains. The problem is there are no commonly traversed mountains. I don't really pass over the same terrain twice, much at all. The only caveat to that, which is no longer true, was the weird pits that I spawned near when I died from the drifters and bears and all that. But I've since bound my spawn point inside my base, and I still have multiple temporal gears. I have enough gears to spawn inside my base like 80 more times, or 75 more times or something like that. So there's virtually no benefit for me to carve paths out anywhere, unless it's somewhere I commonly traverse. So if there was like the one caveat that I would make, the one area that I would say might be worth it, is if there was a really rich hunting ground that I wanted to frequent, that might be worth it. But the thing with mining is you usually only go out to mining areas like once or twice, right? Like you get like a big, haul of iron, and you're not returning there for like another year. So spending like an entire season carving out like a path might work on a community server where like more than one person benefits from the walkway, pathway, highway, etc. But me, it doesn't make sense to, because I see this proposed often. It doesn't make sense for me to spend like, let's say, 3 hours cutting a hole through a mountain that I'll use once. Because if I use it only like once or twice, I've saved myself negative hours. Well, that doesn't make sense. It's not to say that I would never do it, but there isn't terrain around my base that inhibits my travel, really. It's annoying, but it's passable. It's not like a mountain ridge that can't be climbed. It's just hilly. The only caveat to that also would be, the other caveat, not only caveat, would be any caves that are vertical shafts of death. I would say, let's check this for meteors. I would say, is that quartz? That looks like quartz. I gotta know. Yeah, it's quartz. It's weird to be expecting to find meteors and just find quartz instead. Especially given that there was granite bits on the surface here, not quartz bits, which is why it was a little surprising. So yeah, the only caveat to the highway, or my counter to like, I would never really invest in highway, is like, it's definitely worth patching up deep holes around your base that if you fell into, you would die. Because like, that's going to save you some time and trouble. That will save you time in the long run, because trying to get down to the bottom of a deep pit, if you plummet to your death to recoup your stuff, is horrible. Thank you for the raid, on. You were playing DD2. How are you enjoying DD2? I know is it on Steam now, or is it still an exclusive? Because I make an effort to like not bother with Epic exclusives, but I did see the initial reviews, and it was lackluster. But I am curious about your 2 cents. And it is on Steam now? How did it go for you today? So bad news, the meteoric iron that I had marked here is gone. It got removed when I regened the map terrain. Oh well. All so that I can find Thule and deer and goats. Was it worth it? I don't know. What did it cost me? Meteors. New update just dropped, and it has some new challenges. Well, that's nice. That's good to hear. I don't usually join hate bandwagons on games, but what I have found, and I'm not trying to call out DD for this. This isn't specifically referencing Darkest Dungeons. But what I have seen as a common trend, and maybe you can agree, is successful indie titles that then, for their sequels, get purchased by larger companies, and the development team gets gutted or sells out or has pressures from publishers, and then the sequel is a shadow of the quality of the original. Like, possibly Darkest Dungeon, but definitely games like Kerbal Space Program 2. I hear that Kerbal Space Program 2 is a lot more playable than it was at release, but at release, it was horrible. Like, unplayable piece of trash that if I could refund, I would have, but I streamed it, and streamed it for a few too many hours beyond what I could refund it. But it was so bad, it was embarrassing. I was embarrassed for them, it was that bad. But that's been true of a lot of successful indie games that then get the attention of major companies and get purchased, then have their quality completely ruined. And it's pisses me off. It's like, leave the indie titles alone. Like, I get that indie developers need their paychecks, but oh man, at what cost, man? Sell your soul. Which is cool about Vintage Story, that they haven't done that. They have stayed indie, and I think have no intention of, so indie that they are only on itch.io and their own website, because they don't even want to pony up the 30% to Steam to sell it on Steam, which I'm not really sure is a good marketing, but whatever. I'm not, that's way outside my wheelhouse. We're home! Finally. And yeah, I just realized I don't have a roof for this, so it's getting snowed on pretty hard. Also, I probably don't have space for all of this stuff either. So yeah, that's we're gonna fix that right now. Rooster check? In a minute. If it was a hen, I would be a lot more attentive to it. But because it's a rooster, I kind of don't care. Because roosters don't lay eggs, so they ain't gonna make me fed. Yeah, I'm biased. Sorry, Team Rooster, but hens are where it's at. So I do have some quartz chunks down here. So yeah, I definitely, I haven't actually counted it all, but I almost certainly have enough quartz for making an entire forge. Yeah, 128. Let's see. Oh god, yeah, I have a lot of quartz. I have more quartz than bauxite, I think. Okay, so we're good on that front. That's awesome. So now I'm just going to make some chests. So let me update the priority here. Make chests for storage, and then make a pulverizer. My bronze hammer is about to break, so I'm going to also pick up the iron one. Can I do nails and strips Oh yeah, maybe I can. Is there enough material for, I feel like I've answered this question for myself before and then, like, subsequently forgot the answer. But I think there's enough material for, as long as I don't make mistakes, for, making a full set. And now that I've said that, I'm sure mistakes will ensue. 1 per 4. Okay, yeah. Okay. I'm starting to see the truth there. Luckily, I have another ingot ready to go. So I'll flatten this one out and then add to it. Because I know some blueprints, like arrows... Oh, you're smashing now. If you're careful, you can do with, like, 1 plate or whatever, but... This just feels like so much metal. Wasted. But at least we'll have some chests. Oops. Feel like I could do an entire extra strip or 2 from what's on the top here. Once you get towards the end, you gotta be a little bit more careful. Okie dokie. I don't want to have to carry around my, tongs everywhere, so I'm gonna chill it. How you guys doing back here? Still pregos? I'm glad I did a ridiculous amount of extra troughs, because I don't have to feed them very often. Because I'm definitely the type of person to be like, oops, haven't fed them in a month. And they're scrawny and dying. But no, that's not the case, because they have ample food. Okay, before I get sidetracked, let's go ahead and make those chests. And I also need to cook some food. So, chests. Just a bunch of planks around it. So I can do 8 chests as a result of what I just made, which is kind of nice. Quenching spot in the smithy? Yeah, like maybe eventually. I could definitely see the benefit in that. Seven chests. 8 chests. Okay, let's start putting these down. Stuff. Label chest. So label chest is a sign plus a chest, so I'm probably going to want to label these, actually. To fit the bill. So signs is a 2 planks and a stick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's where I'm going to add some more chests. I know I'm a little off. I'm not exactly working on what I intended to, but for the sake of sanity and organization, I think it makes sense to invest a little time into, you know, base homekeeping. Good job, me. No! No! Naichi, thank you for the resub. Alright. One of these is not like the other. One of these is just not the same, but that's alright. Eventually we'll make more at some point. Oh, these are different woods. Well, that's gonna bother me. So let's go ahead and put building materials here. Or actually... You know what? Hang on a minute. Alright. For now, I'm gonna dump all of the pulverizing stuff in one box just for organization's sake. I want another chest up in the smithy because I think having the refractory materials up there like makes sense because that's where I'm going to be using them. So I'll line it up like this instead. So this will be, and I need some charcoal to do. I'm going to briefly work on a little bit of organization. And then we'll get back on task. So, stone... and building materials, and I, of course, didn't buy or bring charcoal because I am very smart. The next to clay, I'll probably have soils to keep the clay separate. These unfired bricks can go into the building materials. This is just a catch-all for now. And that's building materials. Alright, and then all of the refractory stuff is going to come up into a temporary box, a pulverizer box upstairs. Because, well, now this chest is actually pretty empty, so maybe not. I can have this extra box be used in the farming box. So... farming. If I knew how to hit enter. Save. Basically never use a watering can, but for the aesthetics, makes sense to have it there. I have a lot of rod. You know what? I'm going to make more compost. I have a lot of compost. I haven't actually made it into terra preta, but at some point. I probably will want a box in the greenhouses for next spring, because the boxes will any box in a heated room will allow for hastened rotting if I want to rot intentionally. So I think we just need to label some of these boxes down here, but building materials, stone, soil, and some unlabeled that can remain unlabeled when I need extra space. If I was actually actively trapping things, I would definitely consider like turning those reed chests into traps, but like my traps have not gotten squat. I have gotten an embarrassingly lack of stuff. So I'm just not super interested in, you know, investing more time. All right, I also want to cook some food because I'm hungry. Is it? I thought I could add honey to this. Am I wrong? I thought you could do a stew with honey. Is it the wrong ratio? Oh yeah, there we go. Because I want to start fulfilling a little bit of fruit C80. Actually, that recipe's fine. I will check on the rooster in a moment, if you are wondering. My voice sounds a lot better? Well, thanks. I feel a lot better. I feel like I don't sound 100% normal yet, but I'm pretty dang close, which is good. All right, back to, because I sounds like there's a ton of wind right now, so let's capitalize on the high wind by working the iron blooms, and then I will go make a pulverizer. What am I doing? I'm so confused right now. There we go. Doesn't sound like every word was painful. Yeah, there was a little bit of pain involved. I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't fun to be speaking, but I do really enjoy work, so I put up with it. Grinding is still in progress. I think that last peat will cook it. Got some batches of prepared hides. And a huge soak tide. Might as well stick that in. I'm not really sure if I'm going to need like a lot more leather. I mean, I have 75 leather and I'm making another batch. At some point, I could probably just consider it good. Like, I have enough and I'm okay. And let's put the hammer on. It's hammer time. God bless high wind. Am I right? And with that vocalized, I am sure the wind is just going to go poof. Is there no use for leather later on? I mean, there's uses for it. It's just, you just don't need a lot of it. It's more like if you die, it's really helpful to have extra. There's some things that will use leather, but it's not one of those things that is used a ton. Okay, so current priority right now is work the iron blooms and then make a change of pace because of the high wind that we have. I wasn't originally going to work the iron blooms right now, but it makes sense. This is finishing very fast. And imagine if there was two more hammers attached to it. Just boom, boom, boom. So I've got 5 plates. Oh, you know what? I already have the ingots. I don't even need to work these blooms, but I might as well just like work them with the high wind. So this ingot plus that ingot will be the 6th plate for the iron door, and then I can do the coke doors. So I'll work the remainder blooms into ingots so that I can make the coke door. Because coke doors are... oops, that's not what I meant to do. Coke door is one of those things that you make this way. Which a health hammer won't be able to help with. Wait, where'd my... oh, it's there. And I'll probably even want 2 coke doors. So the TLDR is like... I'm gonna need more iron. Because I'm basically out of hematite. And I'm gonna need more charcoal, just everything, man. The knife is looking like it needs a new replacement too, yeah. Especially if I go hunting. It is almost noon, so if there was ever a time to go hunting, it would be now. Let's see if I can't spot anything. There's not a lot of animals that spawn near me. Mostly because, like, most of the area around me is lakes. Whoa, Naichi, thanks for the gifted subs. Cheers. You got the pink light on now. Okay, 2 iron ingots. They're both still hot. And then this ingot, I'm heating up for reasons unknown. I don't know why I'm heating that up, so let's pull that off. Put a bloom in instead. Iron door is obtained. That's not where it's gonna go. But you know what? I'll just leave it there. Well, it's gonna go actually kind of there. I think that's actually where it's supposed to go. Maybe. I don't know. But we can have it float there. It's fine. I'm using my Seraph magic to make it float. One more tile forward? Yeah, you're right. Needs to go one more tile forward. I can see that in the blueprint. Which is kind of hard to do because I don't actually have a surface for it to... it needs to be here, but there's no block there. So I'll just put the iron door in the blacksmith box for now. I really like the ghost building too. I mean, trying to make a refractory furnace without the ghost building mechanic would be horrible. So bad. It would be so bad. You would need to have multiple monitors and constantly check between the wiki, and you would need, like, I don't know, to understand. It would be unnecessarily complex, I think. So I'm very happy that that is a thing. And perhaps they use the sort of ghost building mechanic for, one of the features that is planned on in the future is multi-block buildings, multi-block, like, travel things. So sometime in the future we might end up with, like, multi-block boats or wagons, or I don't know exactly what it's going to entail, but I'm eager to find out. I must say, my fruit barely moves as a result of that honey. It's like 10% fruit. Yeah, multi-block vehicles would be pretty cool. Like if they introduced horses and wagons for high-volume transport between areas, or even living nomadically. Boats, certainly. Although if they add boats, they're going to need to change the world gen, because right now, as it is, there's not really the concept of oceans. There's just, like, lakes, and most things are, like, you're kind of landlocked. So if they do multi-block boats, they're going to have to rework the code so that you can actually sail places. But that would be super cool. All right, Mr. Hammer, you're done. My fist is my clutch. Oh, no, you're not done. Oh, okay, hold on. One more bloom. Miscalculated. Well, while that heats up, I guess I can work the other one. So, cook oven door with a hammer. I'm gonna need the other ingot heated. It's too cold already. Okay. Bloom, you're gonna get set aside for a second. Oh, did I put my hammer? No, my hammer's here. Is this... It's a 3 ingot project, right? Not a 4 ingot project, I hope. I haven't made one in a while. It looks like 3 ingots of metal. Meaning, I should have heated up this other ingot. Because two iron ingots would have fit just fine. I could be using heavy hit here to do fewer swings. It's just a little bit less precise, which is why I don't heavy hit, to flatten things out. Because I'm definitely the type to think that haste makes waste. So doing things more quickly sometimes causes you to make mistakes. This looks like it's about to be too cool to work as well. Alright. You getting added on. Blob. Too cool to work. Okay, we'll heat the whole thing up. Might be a 4 project? That's fine. I mean, the work item in progress can always be stashed, and then I also have that 4th bloom to hammer out. But as you can see, I'm gonna need more iron for the refractory anyway. But just getting all these little individual components done ahead of time is very, very, very helpful. Speaking of which, pop that there. Yeah, it's a 4. It's crazy that, well, I guess mathematically it makes sense because the coke oven door is half the size of the iron door, and being half the size, it makes sense that it requires half the total amount of materials. So fair enough, I suppose. All right, let's pull that off because we'll need to work the bloom. My lovely furnace getting snowed in. Oh, right, it requires, yeah, and it's not the same. Hammer time. I really cannot be bothered to work my own blooms. No, thank you. It's 4 ingots rather than 12. Yeah. Anything growing in here? No. I think everything kind of stopped growing anyway. Oh, this is future. Some of this is just straight dying. Oh, that was grass. I could have left the grass there. Because one of the advantages of leaving grass is, I don't believe that on farm plots grass can get up to tall, only medium. And medium grass, or grass, it's essentially leaving the area fallow. And being fallow, it will replenish its nutrients over time. Which isn't, there's not much point for me to do that for non-terra preta soils, because I'm going to eventually replace all of the non-terra preta soils with terra preta soils, but leaving terra preta fallow means that I can you know, have much higher fertility rates when it comes time to plant in the spring, so that in springtime we can grow fast. Especially if I fertilize it with like bone meal and sylvite, or potash, and saltpeter, because I have all those things now. We want like a mega plot. All right, a lot of wasted metal on top, but that's all right. So it might seem a little crazy that I want 2 coke doors. Maybe to limit the project and scope, I'll do... Technically, I don't even think need a singular coke door for the furnace. It's just like, kind of looks nice. But I don't know if... I don't think it's technically required. But here's a coke oven door, and the way it works is you stick it down and you can open it up like a latch and put things... Put your coke under the cementation vault in order to cook it. So that's done, finally. Used all of our iron. Oh, done. Brown coal away. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story, which originally streamed live on Twitch February 1st. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind I've asked for no backseating in the comments, so if you could respect that, that would be great. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams, and also a link to Discord if you would like to join my online gaming community. A link to it can also be found in the description. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. Hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Seraphs.